Hello YouTube. Welcome to my playthrough of chat's existential crisis. Today we will be seeing whether chat is filled with good people or not. Dive into debates between history's greatest philosophers. Oh my god, I'm gonna come. Okay, let's go! In this game, thought experiments are based on real-life academic theories.
Now,
Cool.
when you click an icon, a story mode button will pop up.
Wait, I can't say that.
This will take you to the dialogue.
This is gonna be on
scene
YouTube, I
mentioned
can't say that.
earlier. You can choose to read through the dialogue or skip it, and then you'll be brought to the playable part, which is called Sim Mode. Enjoy.
Okie dokie. Let's see what this is. Trolley problem? Classic. Let's do it. So, I'm pretty sure a lot of people are already familiar with the trolley problem. You're the train conductor, and you have the ability to veer a train through two different tracks. One track has one person tied to the set of tracks, and the other track has 5 people tied to the set of tracks. It's already heading towards the track with... I guess it depends on, the variety. Trolley. Sorry, I'm thinking about the gummy worms. Don't judge me. A runaway trolley can be redirected to save many lives at the cost of one. This scenario probes the ethical tension between utilitarian principles, prioritizing the greater good, and the protection of individual rights. So utilitarianism is basically the theory of utility being the maximum possible achievable good in a society. And so utilitarian philosophy states that the best possible course of action that you should choose, and the most ethically sound decision you can make at any given point in time, is that which contributes to the maximum possible happiness. So let's say you had $1 million. You could keep the $1 million, or you could donate it to charity. And if donating to charity results in a greater maximum amount of happiness, then that's the course of action that you should go with. Yeah. The Kantian version is deontological, so it's duty-based. Nietzsche, a German philosopher, challenged the traditional morality, famously declaring God is dead to signify the decline of religious and metaphysical certainty. He emphasized the will to power, the importance of individualism, and the concept of Übermensch. His work profoundly influenced existentialism, postmodernism, and psychology. And continental philosophy, but we don't talk about that. Have you guys heard of the trolley problem? Why is he Russian? Goddamn, he's supposed to be German. I can't do German accents. A runaway trolley threatens 5 lives, but by pulling a lever, we can redirect it to take only 1. Aristotle, a Greek philosopher, made pivotal contributions across metaphysics, ethics, logic, and natural sciences. He championed empiricism, asserting that knowledge derives from sensory experience, aka a posteriori knowledge, and introduced teleology. Sorry, I can never pronounce that. The idea that everything in nature has a purpose. So Aristotle introduced the concept of a telos, which is the idea that everything has a purpose in nature. So that kind of does align with his empiricism a lot, in many ways. His theories on virtue, ethics, causality, and the prime mover deeply influenced Western philosophical thought. Who's next? Oh, fucking Confucius. God damn it. Confucius was a Chinese philosopher whose thoughts centered on morality, social relationships, and justice laid the foundation for Confucianism. He emphasized the importance of ethics in personal and governmental conduct, the role of benevolent leadership, and the value of education in cultivating virtue and societal harmony. His teachings profoundly shaped East Asian culture. The essence of this problem speaks to the core of human morality. How do we choose when each path leads to harm? It is the harmony of actions and outcomes that we must consider. Balance and moderation guide the moral compass. Redirecting the trolley saves more lives. trolley. Aligning with the doctrine of the mean, seeking the greater good while minimizing harm. But let's not forget the importance of righteousness and propriety. Sacrificing one for many, though pragmatic, must also respect the dignity and rights of the individual. So basically this dude is saying, bitch, we should run over the fucking 5 people. Or so just the one person, because we should save 5. Not just 1. But this guy is like, but we also have to consider the dignity of the individual on the track. He's still a person too. Our actions must reflect not only the logical but the ethical virtues. Wisdom lies in discerning the right course even in the face of moral ambiguity. It begs the question, does the act of redirecting the trolley itself carry a moral weight, or is it the consequence of the action that defines its righteousness? But consider the will to power. Redirecting the trolley asserts a dominance over fate, a refusal to succumb to the passive acceptance of many's demise. So basically what he's saying is, I don't care about the people that we're killing. Because what matters more than these people on the tracks is the guy that's pulling the lever. By choosing to pull the lever, you are taking charge over your own fate and not letting things idly pass by you. This guy is a fucking sociopath. And he's so funny because of that. Your point illuminates the significance of agency, that's true. It's important that people have the ability to choose. The act of deciding does reflect on our capacity for rational thought and moral reasoning. And in the time that these 3 had this conversation, all of these people would already have been dead. The train would have run over the people by the time they finished this conversation, and the other person probably would have just starved to death on the tracks. Let's be real, philosophers don't get shit done. Exactly, it's not merely about the numbers, it's about the assertion of will, the affirmation of life, even in the act of choosing whom to save. But we must tread carefully for unchecked power. Ethics demands we justify our actions within a framework of virtue and the common good. True, but life is not a problem to be solved, but a reality to be experienced. The trolley dilemma forces us to confront the essence of our moral convictions, to act decisively in the face of uncertainty. So what then? Shall we reduce morality to a mere calculation? A balancing of lies as if they were numbers on a ledger? Your perspective reminds us that the essence of morality lies beyond mere calculations. It is the intention, the righteousness of action, that truly defines its moral value. Well said, Confucius. The virtue of an action lies not only in its outcome but in the moral character that guides it. To act justly, one must be just. But let us remember, the trolley problem, like life, offers no easy answers. It is through these debates that we sharpen our understanding of morality. Fucking hell. I want to play.
Welcome. I suppose you're here for something entirely ordinary. But let me be clear. This is not your typical ride. You might face some deceptively simple choices. Twists on the classic trolley problem. But remember, not everything is as it seems. Enjoy the conundrum. Or don't. It's entirely up to you.
I don't know. I'm gonna admit something about myself. I'm a utilitarian.
Nice pull. Very decisive.
No, I love koalas! No. No, but they have babies.
The koala's nap got a permanent
Oh, wait, no, this
extension.
is for chat. This is for chat. Right, sorry, this is for chat. This is for chat. Wait, let me go back. I wanna... Okay, here. Chat. Chat. What are we thinking? Do we run over one? Do we pull or do we let it go? Let me make a pull. Pull, kill one, let go, let 5 die. Bruh. Everybody's choosing to kill a person. So do you think that being an active killer of one is better than being a passive, complicit bystander in the deaths of 5? Would you rather be a bystander or a killer? Assuming everything is completely neutral, some people add stuff to the thought experiment, say, like, what if you know this one guy? What if you know him? What if he's your dad? Or your mom? Some people say, what if you know those 5 people? But this person has the cure to cancer. What if these 5 people are criminals? But this person over here is, once again, has the cure for cancer. Stuff like that. And people's responses can sometimes change based on who these people are. But for this experiment, I'm choosing to determine that most of these people are just random strangers. 5 wankies or a stranger? Let's let it rip. Okay, so you would choose to kill one.
Ah,
all right.
Welcome. I suppose you're here for something entirely ordinary. But let me be clear. You might face some enjoy the...
But
Gah, you did it.
Less is more, in terms of survivors, I mean.
What about this one? What about this one? Koala or kangaroo? Huh? Death to koala, still pull? Okay, still pull. Alright, alright.
but
Well, this koala's lazy day just turned into a very abrupt stop.
Oh shit. Pineapples without pizza or pineapples with pizza? Which one do you want to kill? Oh wait, no, why can't I start a poll? I want to start a poll. Why can't I type? God damn it. You will not tolerate slander. Oh my god, this is going crazy. Give me a sec. Alright, pull. Which? Pineapple. Kill. No pineapple. Kill. This is going to judge. I'm gonna judge you so freaking hard right now. I'm gonna judge you so freaking hard. Wow. This is more unanimous than the last poll. You guys really don't like pineapple on pizza, huh? God damn. I'm gonna approach this based on a function of like the fact that like, okay, hypothetically speaking, the pineapple on pizza, it's the same pizza except it has pineapple. If you remove the pineapples, then you would have the no pineapple pizza. So if we really ran it through, you would get more choosing the pizza with the pineapple on it. You know? The juices. Aw, the juices stay on the pizza. The juices stay on the pizza so it tastes different. The sweetness melts into it. You can't handle some sweetness on your pizza. Oh. Fine. Fucking hell.
Ah, a traditionalist. That pineapple pizza didn't stand a chance.
Traditionalist. Okay, yep. Alright, so. Would you rather kill people or a birthday cake with kitties? Do you value human lives or animal lives more? Let's assume that these are real kitties. Let's do this again. Wait, let me get rid of this poll. How to get rid of it? Sorry, I need to wait for it to close. Okay. Let's see, poll. It's already active. What do you mean? It's supposed to be gone. Oh, there we go. Poll. Which? Kill kitties. Kill people. There we go. The cats were added after baking. They weren't baked into the cake. Goddamn. What the hell? Why is this? This is more unanimous than I thought. That's a lot more kill kitties than I thought would be there. You guys, do you think you can look cat girls in the eye, knowing that you just voted to kill kitties? That's fucked up. That's fucked up. Cat girls aren't gonna look you right in the eye. Ever again. I'm gonna tell all the anime cat girls what you chose to do. For the people that voted for the humans, I'm gonna... I don't know. No! No!
Cake down. I repeat, cake down. Party's over, folks.
No!
Now you must choose between a teleport machine and a time machine. What could possibly go wrong?
Okay, so would you what's more important to you? A time machine or a teleport machine? In terms of utility, would it be more useful to be able to travel back in time? Or would it be more useful to be able to get to one place or another, essentially saving time? Okay. This is gonna be interesting. This is really interesting. Holy fuck. Okay. Let's see. Which time? Kill time travel. Kill teleport. I'm gonna give my vote now, but I'm not gonna explain it until everybody's voted. By the way, by choosing to kill something, you get rid of it. And you leave only the other thing. Interesting. I thought this would be a lot less unanimous than it currently is. But people don't seem to like time travel very much. 69%. Funny number. Hee hee. Hee. XD. Tee hee. Nice. Let's go. Okay, so I'll tell you what I chose. I chose to kill time travel too. I don't fuck with space-time continuums. I don't want to mess up shit and... No! No, go back.
Welcome.
Go back.
I suppose you're here.
No, go back. I accidentally clicked out. The climax is gone.
Nice
Sorry.
pull.
We're gonna go
Very
back. We're gonna go
decisive.
back.
Zoop. Betul.
Time travel is more dangerous than teleportation, that's true. If only you had a time machine to fix
Koalas
this.
aren't known
God
for their
damn it.
speed, but a trolley sure is.
Zoop.
God damn it.
Zoop.
Oh god, we have to kill the cats again.
Long live the pineapple.
Zoop. Zoop. Betul.
Oh god damn
That's one way to avoid splitting the cake.
it.
More for you, I guess.
Zoop.
I'm just trying
Now
to get
you must
to it.
choose between a teleport machine and a time machine.
Okay, so you
What
guys
could
chose to get
possibly
rid
go
of time travel, right?
Betul.
There we go.
Zoop. Zoop.
You've just traveled back to ancient Greece. Trolley wasn't invented yet.
Trolley wasn't
Here's
invented
just a
yet.
nice straight road.
Oh shit.
You ask me what's in your hand? That's just a toilet plunger.
What? Okay, wait, what does this do? What was he doing? What was that sound effect? What was that? What was he saying? What were those noises? Okay, wait, what does the plunger do? Plunges?
Here comes Sisyphus.
Oh. Okay.
Sisyphus just rolled by with his boulder. Quite a sight, isn't
I
it?
wasn't sure what I was
Do
supposed
you
to do.
think he's happy with his endless task? Or is it just another version of our trolley problem?
One must imagine Sisyphus happy.
Zoop. Zoop.
Oh, aliens or dinosaurs? Holy guacamole. This is the challenge of all time. Let's try it out. Would you rather kill aliens or kill dinosaurs? I can't say dinos, because one of my friends is a dino girl, so I have to kill the aliens. I'm a little bit biased. It would be a little fucked up if I killed the dinos. Aliens are freaky. Dinosaurs are cute. I've seen Jurassic Park and I still vote for the dinosaurs. I'm not an alien. Well, I guess I technically am an alien, but I also don't like myself, so checkmate. I'd run myself over anyway. I mean, hypothetically speaking, my lore is that I come from another planet. Like a planet of Dragonite. So, like, I guess Allie kind of is an alien. Kill aliens? I hope I didn't bias that. Jesus Christ, that's so violent.
Earth's intergalactic relations might get a bit more tense.
That's so violent.
Zoop.
Ah! Guys! Guys? Would you rather kill unicorns or dragons? Depending on which you choose, I will end stream. No, don't hurt my feelings. Don't hurt my feelings. The dragon looks mean. That's my Uncle Sid. You don't want to run over my Uncle Sid, do you? You'd rather pound the dragon to the ground? Ayo? What? Huh? What? Okay, hold on. Wait, I gotta change the category. Thanks for reminding me. I'm low-key losing my mind right now. Thank you. To the 17% of you that wanted to kill me, I have a vendetta against you. No!
But.
No!
Trolley tracks to galactic tracks in 3,
What the fuck?
2, 1.
Zoop.
Huh. Okay. This is the 8th of the 9th experiment for the trolley problem. Mystery. This is 1. This is 2. Do you want to pull or not pull? This one's a little silly. Which? Pull? Not pull. Not pull is winning so far. Interesting. You have no reason to pull, no info? So you're admitting that your decision to pull or not pull this is dependent on who you know is on these tracks or what you know is on these tracks. Too much effort for nothing. You have no reason not to pull. Do you think that pulling is as much of an action as not pulling and vice versa? Or are they different? Bum ba-dum ba-dum. You say not pull? Okay.
What just happened? The trolley has legs now?
Zoop.
What? Oh no! Okay, wait, hold on. Would you rather kill the witch that turns people into frogs or kill the witch that turns frogs into people? What do you think is more useful? Turning kids into frogs or frogs into kids? That's such a weird... I don't... Kill witch that turns frogs in... Frogs. Kids. Kids. Frogs. This is such a strange poll. I don't know how to feel. This is so weird. A frog that turned into a person would have such a bad time. I agree, but wouldn't a kid that turns into a frog also have a bad time? Some kids need to be frogs? What makes you think that? Fuck. God damn. This is funny. Ba-dum, ba-da-ba-da-ba-dum, ba-da-ba-ba-ba-bum. Bum, ba-bum, ba-ba-ba-ba-bum. So you'd rather kill the one that turns kids into frogs? That makes sense. Choo-choo.
Now it's time to greet your new human friend. Croak. Croak. I mean, hello.
That's so lame. Okay, so we've gone through all these thought experiments. That's nice. Cool. What's the next one? Buridan's ass this part of the game is a little educational. If you're already familiar with this, feel free to not read. It's a thought experiment in philosophy illustrating the paradox of choice. A donkey, equally hungry and equidistant from two identical bales of hay, unable to decide, starves to death. It highlights the challenges of decision-making when faced with equally attractive options. So basically, if you're so startled that you can't make a decision between two equally attractive options, eventually both of those options get away from you in one way or another, so you just end up having to choose.
You will tangle with a famous dilemma, making choices that twist classic philosophical quandaries into amusing results.
Oh shit.
Let's see if you can
Oh wait, no, I skipped the story? Sorry. Let me... There we go. Socrates, today let us ponder on Buridan's ass. A tale of a donkey being equally hungry and thirsty, wink wink, between a bale of hay and a bucket of water. Unable to choose. What does this reveal about decision-making? Socrates, a Greek philosopher, emphasized the importance of ethics and knowledge through his method of questioning. I fucking hate the frickin' Socratic method. I hate it. I hate it. It's such a condescending way of teaching. It's so gross. He believed in the pursuit of virtue and the interconnectedness of knowledge and moral character, famously asserting an unexamined life is not worth living. Arendt, Hannah Arendt, one of my favorite philosophers actually. She has a very, very colorful life, and she had like a really crazy affair with this one philosopher named Heidegger, who was quite a bit older than her. It was pretty crazy. She's a very, very good political theorist. She wrote some really, really phenomenal books, and I've read pretty much all of them at this point. This paradox challenges our understanding of freedom and action. If the donkey represents a rational agent, then indecision can be fatal. Arendt, a German-born American political theorist, is celebrated for her profound analyses of the nature of totalitarianism. She explores the roots and characteristics of tyranny, analyzing the rise of fascism. Arendt's philosophical inquiries advocate for the defense of human dignity, establishing her as the cornerstone of contemporary political thought with her concept of the banality of evil. The banality of evil, eh? Yeah. Confucius. The donkey's dilemma reflects a lack of true knowledge. In knowing deeply, one would see a choice where seemingly none exists. That's an insightful point. Yet could this not only highlight the limitations of rationality itself? Even with equal options, one must choose to act. So basically, that makes sense, doesn't it? Like if you have two very attractive options, not choosing between them is pretty... Like, you have to commit. It's important to commit. Arendt raises a crucial aspect, action. For is it not through action that we assert our will, despite uncertainty? Precisely. It is the essence of righteousness and propriety to make a decision, to take a path, even when the choices appear balanced. So the paradox teaches us about the necessity of commitment in the face of indeterminacy. It's an interesting choice of philosophers because they all agree, generally speaking. Balance and moderation should guide our decisions, to choose not just with reason but with virtue. And what of the notion that inaction itself is also a choice? To choose not to decide is also an exercise of one's agency. A profound thought. Agency lies both in action and inaction. Each bears its own consequence in virtue. Consider then the implications for political action. This donkey, unable to decide, starves. Does society not suffer similarly when leaders falter at decision? Leadership indeed mirrors this. Without the courage to decide, the leader, like the donkey, fails in their duty to choose to those that they guide. Thank you for the 26 months, Lucky Griffin. Thank you. Not deciding is also a decision, yes. Choosing not to participate is also a decision. It's as much of a choice as choosing to participate. Hence, the quality of a decision does not solely rest on the equality of options, but on the urgency and ethics of choice. And what say you about the inner virtues that must accompany these decisions? It is through cultivating inner virtues that we discern the better path, even if the choices seem outwardly identical. A fitting conclusion. So shall we decide on where to dine, lest we fall prey to the same fate as the donkey? I bet they went to Chipotle. Okie sure dokey.
You will tangle with a famous dilemma, making choices that twist classic philosophical quandaries into amusing results. Let's see if you can guide this famously indecisive donkey or not.
You can see the connections between this and the trolley problem, because as you saw, choosing to just let people on the tracks die was still a decision that you made. So if anything, you're just the unlucky person that, like, oftentimes there's like a very famous Harvard philosophy lecture on YouTube that a lot of people will watch for like Ethics 101, where it's like they share the trolley problem, and most people generally agree, like, yes, I would kill one person to save 5. But then they introduce a second dimension to that. They're like, okay, let's say that you're in a hospital and somebody comes in and they desperately need a lot of organs transplanted. There are 5 other patients, perfectly healthy, with the exact match organs that that person that is dying needs. But they're just there for a checkup. So would you harvest organs from the healthy people in order to save the life of the people, of the person that is dying? A lot of people will say no. I wouldn't choose to harvest organs from the healthy people just to save one person. Right? And it's just fascinating. Cause a lot of the time when you pose this problem to people that decided to kill the 5 people to save the one by just not deciding, once you force them to make a decision, they just don't know what to say. They just don't know what to say. Harvest 1 to save 5? No. Was it harvest 1 to save 5? Oh, sorry. I heard it. There were 2 versions of the argument that I heard. It was harvest 1 to save 5. Right, okay, so the conflict here is brain fart. So the conflict here is like most people would choose to kill the one person, but nobody would choose to kill one person to save 5 in like the hospital dilemma for some reason. And I think the reason that people say that is because, like, when it comes to the trolley dilemma where people are tied down, everybody's tied down and in the same situation. The person that came in for the checkup is obviously just there for the checkup. The other people, it's more personal and they'll get sued. But what makes it personal? What makes it more personal? It's a different situation, but what specific nuances make it more ethically questionable to kill one person that is tied down to the tracks when you wouldn't harvest the organs of a person to save 5 in a hospital scenario? They're basically the same thing. The law? But was it legal to twist the trolley knowing that it would kill the person on the track? That would make you more complicit in the murder of that person. Or would it? What do you think? It's like the difference between shooting someone and using your hands to kill them. The organ harvest is a lot more personal, but they result in the same thing happening. You're taking away that person's right to their own life, but you're doing the same thing in the trolley problem by killing the other person. It's about the destination, not how you get there. That's how you point. That's your point. You're making the decision to harvest, but you're also making the decision to kill the person on the tracks. Like, assuming there are no legal consequences here, because legality is not morality. They're not the same thing. They're not the same thing. Legal rules are just codified constructs that are determined based on sociocultural beliefs on what it means to run an efficient society, right? So, assuming that legality is completely erased from this, and this is strictly a moral situation, what is the difference between killing one person to save 5 in a hospital versus killing one to save 5 in a case where both of those sets of individuals are tied down to a set of tracks? Who's tying the people to the tracks? In both of these situations, you're not involved in any of these things happening to these people. You didn't tie these people to the tracks. You're not responsible for these people being sick or coming to the hospital. But you're the person that has to make the executive decision because you're the train operator. You're the doctor. So even if you're not responsible for them ending up there, you're responsible for their fate. Saving 1 to save 5 stays consistent, I think. I guess you could also make it a different situation, right? Like, I didn't clarify a lot of the terms of the hospital situation. Like, what if in the hospital situation, it was in the zombie apocalypse? There, like, that just hammers down the fact that there are no laws. It's the zombie apocalypse. Hypothetically speaking, it would be more beneficial to save the lives of 5 than it would to save the lives of that one person. Right? Because laws aren't even a consideration, which they never were, but in this case, they're especially not a consideration, you know? It's fascinating, and it's always interesting to pose the trolley problem and the hospital problem right after each other, because people have such varied responses to both of these situations more often than not, and it's not usually as strict as, like, I will always choose to save 5, or I will always choose to save 1, because there's just, I don't know. Laws are just threats made by the dominant socioeconomic ethnic group in a society? Well, that's definitely a take. Weber would probably agree with you, because Weber thinks that all the state is a monopoly on the use of force in society, right? That's what Weber likes to assert, is like all the state is, all politics is a monopoly on the use of force. And it's usually agreed who has access to, you know. I'm very utilitarian, so part of me is a little weird when I say, like, and like a lot of people find me weird when I say, like, yeah, I would probably harvest the organs of the one person to save the other 5. Obviously that would change, because I'm a biased person, I'm flawed. If that one person was somebody that I care about, I wouldn't want to harvest their organs. But that's because I'm biased. And my morals become gray as soon as bias is brought into the picture.
The fun, after all, is
anyway, that got crazy. I'm sorry. I'm smiling. I'm like, ooh. Ooh. Any Kantians in the chat? Any deontologists in the chat?
Tempt. And the absurdity of the outcomes.
Okay, shit. Hay or water? What are we thinking, chat? as far as the zombie apocalypse scenario goes, if the one person is a biotech researcher and the 5 are farmers, biotech researcher has more of a chance of coming up with a zombie virus vaccine than the farmers. That's fair. If your priority is getting out of the zombie apocalypse, but if your priority is like strictly like surviving, and the farmers have, say, survivalist instincts, because like you can think of The Walking Dead, right? There's that episode in season 1 at a CDC where the researcher just chooses to kill himself. And a lot of the people that end up surviving towards the latter seasons are people like fucking Daryl Dixon, who knew how to like survive off the lay of the land. Which? Water, food. Oh my god. Thank you for the sub, Sino. Thank you, thank you. Did you eat anything before this? I ate my tears. And some chicken. I had some chicken breast. And broccolini. My favorite food? I like paella. That's my current favorite food. Seafood paella, made by Mama. Was it meal prep? Yes, it was. Yes, it was. Okay, so you're saying water.
Hydration first. An excellent strategy. Not endorsed by our four-legged friend, however.
Why?
You go for water. Seems like you're thinking about the donkey's kidneys. If only he'd take a step.
What? Oh.
A choice for water made. But the donkey prefers the art of standing
Shit.
still.
Wait. I'm so confused. How the fuck do you play the game? Oh shit, no, wait, no. I just keep clicking. I was trying to.
You will tangle. Let's see. The water seems inviting. Too bad the donkey isn't feeling adventurous today.
How do I put it? I don't know how to.
You go for water. Seems like you're thinking about the
Hold?
donkey's kidneys. If only he'd take a step. Hydration first.
I'm trying.
An excellent strategy. Not endorsed by our four-legged
Guys, I've been
friend.
holding it the whole time. I've been holding it the whole time. I've been holding it and clicking it the whole time. I've been trying both.
You will tangle with a faint. The haystack beckons. Yet, our donkey friend remains glued to the spot.
Yeah.
You've gone for hydration. But the donkey remains firmly in his existential crisis. You clearly have a preference for hay, but the donkey
I've been trying
is still
everything.
weighing
I've been
his
trying
options.
the arrows, holding it, clicking it.
It seems our indecisive friend has chosen a permanent solution to a temporary problem. Before we proceed to the next round, let's take a moment to reflect on your experience with this level. This particular thought experiment posed quite a challenge in converting philosophical quandaries into interactive gameplay. And your feedback is crucial for refinement.
Wow.
I'm eager to hear your thoughts on how the scenario played out, and any suggestions you might have for improvement.
We didn't know how to
Could you
translate
please
this
rate
into
this
an
level of
effective
gameplay
game
on a
loop,
scale
so we're
from
gonna
1 to
make
10?
you do our work for us. I got frustrated. I'm rating it a 3.
You know, actually, the game's creator is willing to see whatever score. In the previous design, you would be forced to rate a 10 here, but not anymore. He has updated the game. The game was released on July 22nd, and by the time I record these lines, it's August 1st. In the past week, he has checked every review on Steam and noticed that most of the negative reviews are about being forced to rate a 10 here. But do you know why he added the rating gameplay here? Because in the initial design of this level, the donkey was just standing there, and players could click hay or water. And that's it. The original gameplay was this boring and plain. That's why he added more stuff in this game that might not be that philosophical or related to the thought experiment, but just to entertain you as a game itself.
That's insane.
And to laugh at himself for the original boring design, he added the rating part because no one would choose to rate it a 10, not even himself. So he guessed it would be humorous to force a 10 rating. But that probably went too far and caused a bad experience for some players. Apology for that. Anyway, let me reveal some new stuff. Some efforts he put into this level to try and make this boring thought experiment more entertaining.
Okay. Okay, let's give him the trippy juice. Yeah. What the fuck?
Aha! When you thought the potion would give our donkey a fairy tale ending, the trolley returns with a splash of color.
What the fuck?
Even in a world of magical transformations, some things remain brutally
It just
consistent.
turned him into a unicorn and trolleyed him over. Okay, let's give him that spicy, spicy pepper. What?
Who knew a bit of spicy pepper could turn our humble donkey into a fire-breathing spectacle?
What
Only
the
to
fuck?
be
This is
extinguished
so
by the
weird.
ever-punctual trolley. Seems like even when donkeys breathe fire like dragon, they can't dodge destiny.
Even when donkeys can breathe fire like dragons, they can't dodge destiny. Let's give him a phone? Yeah. Oh. What? Bro, what the fuck?
In today's digital age, even a donkey isn't safe from taking a perfect selfie.
Why?
Unfortunately, this donkey's quest for social media fame turned shockingly electrifying. That's one way to
This
go
is
viral.
so fucking weird.
Probably not the kind he had in mind.
Not the 2016 ass selfie stick. Goddamn. Okay, let's give a clock. Yeah, let's pause time.
Huh?
Oh. Oh. What?
Who needs a bird when you can have a boxing glove pop out? Lesson learned.
What kind of Looney Tunes ass way of thinking is that? Just a random fist popping out of the
Always expect the unexpected, especially when clocks start throwing punches.
Alright. Let's see. Trampoline. Yeah. Boing, boing.
Our donkey has taken a leap of faith into a new career as a high jumper. Here's up when he finds what he's looking for out there, beyond the edge of the screen.
This is so lame. Okay, one more that I haven't chosen yet. Bubblegum. Oh no! What the
The chewing gum turned our donkey into a makeshift rocket, complete with propulsion, courtesy of its own natural gases. Who could have predicted that a bubble-blowing session would launch a donkey lunar mission? Sadly, even with such an impressive exit strategy, the moon is no place for a donkey. Or any of us, really.
Okay, we got the 3 stars. Let's move on to the next thought experiment. It's so weird. I don't know what just happened. Brain of a... Oh. This is one of my favorite thought experiments ever. It's like one of the best ethical thought experiments to ever be derived. Ever. It's so good. Brain in a vat is a philosophical scenario questioning reality. It posits that a brain, if isolated and fed simulated experiences by a supercomputer, couldn't distinguish between the simulated world and reality, challenging our understanding of perception and existence. I can hear a bunch of people already saying, The Matrix, The Sims, bobbity boobity boobity boo, life is a simulation, blah blah blah, blah 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 blah. I've read Baudrillard's Simulacra and Simulation front to cover, and it was my hyperfixation for a while. I just love that area of postmodernism. It's very interesting. Descartes? Fucking Descartes! Why isn't Baudrillard here? I hate Descartes. Just kidding, I love Descartes. I have a love-hate relationship with Descartes. Descartes is a French philosopher and mathematician. He made seminal contributions to modern philosophy and science. He's known as the father of modern philosophy and emphasized reason as the path to knowledge, famously stating, "Cogito ergo sum, I think, therefore I am." Descartes introduced dualism, distinguishing between mind and body, and his work in analytical geometry has significantly influenced Western thought. His Meditations on First Philosophy, Meditations is a really good book, laid the foundation for future philosophical and scientific endeavors. Sorry, I'm studying a lot of Descartes right now, so I'm kind of sick of seeing his name. Have any of you heard of the brain in a vat hypothesis? I've heard of it. It suggests an ancient Chinese philosopher traditionally credited with founding Taoism and authoring the Tao Te Ching, emphasizing living in harmony with the Tao, or the fundamental nature of the universe. His philosophy advocates simplicity, spontaneity, and non-action Wu Wei, promoting a life of peace, balance, and alignment with the natural world. Very fascinating. I've heard of it. It suggests that our perceptions could be all but an illusion, as if we are just brains in vats being fed false experiences. Nietzsche, it challenges our very sense of reality and truth. But tell me, how does this align with your own ideas? It parallels my evil demon hypothesis. If an all-powerful being can deceive us, how can we be certain of anything? The reality we perceive is but a fragment of the whole. My friend Zhuangzi once dreamt that he was a butterfly. I'm not going to attempt to pronounce that very well. I'm so sorry. Please tell me how to pronounce this very well, because I'm not intuitively getting it. And upon waking, he wondered if he was a man dreaming he was a butterfly, or a butterfly dreaming he was a man. Is this not similar? It says... Do you see it? Sorry. Let me know how to pronounce this. You don't see it? Now it's worse? Okay. There we go. How do you pronounce it? Swansea? Zhuangzi? 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 Okay. It resonates with the idea that our experiences might be mere fabrication. However, I argue for the will to power, that our perception shapes our reality, and not the other way around. Yet if we cannot trust our senses, how do we know that the will to power itself is not an illusion? Trust in the simplicity of Tao, embrace the natural order, and whether we are brains in vats or beings of flesh, our essence remains unchanged. The essence you speak of is a construct of our perceptions. The reality of a brain in a vat would still be subject to our interpretations, our individual wills. So you suggest that even in a vat, our will can shape our perceived reality. But does that not imply a deeper truth exists beyond our manipulated perceptions? Descartes is interesting because he's dualist, right? But like, I've been studying physicalism, the idea that everything is physical, for the past, like, several years now. I don't know. I want to ask chat what your intuition is telling you to believe. Do you believe that the mind and body are necessarily separate? Or do you think that everything is physical? Like, do you think that you're feeling, let's say you feel pain. Do you believe that pain is like a mental construct or like an abstract concept? Or do you think pain is the result of the physical firing of neurons to produce the feeling of pain? You think it's both? Mind and body can never be truly separate. It's not to say, like, the idea here is that, like, there are some things that like, some people can say, like, well, I know it's physical. I can touch a rock and I know that's physical. But then you start getting into, like, the fact that, like, most modern physicists can't even decipher what physical is or come up with a very, I would say, coherent definition of what physical means. So, even if you say, like, I touch this table and it's physical, you can just say, well, I know it's physical because it just is. Right? So, it's just fascinating to me, seeing the hoops that a lot of people will jump to defend physicalism. Like, it actually boggles my mind every time I think of it, because I'm always just like, fuck. What even is physical? You know what I'm saying? Pain is your nerves telling you something bad is happening. It's up to your brain to tell you how much you feel and whether it's urgent. But do you think that your brain is strictly a physical object? Or do you think that, like, okay, wait, no. The brain is obviously a physical object, but do you think, when you think of things like consciousness, your mental state, do you think that that is physical? Or do you think that it's something beyond physical? Do you think consciousness is real? Do you think consciousness is a physical or mental object? And that's basically, like, what a lot of people who study Descartes either agree with him on or disagree with him on, because his whole thing is the mind, like, his whole proposition is the dualism of mind and body. The idea that, like, they are necessarily dual. They are two things. Right? It's very fascinating. How do I define consciousness? I personally define consciousness because I'm not a physicalist. I think that the mind and body are separate, and that there's that not everything can be described strictly based on physical terms. So when I think of consciousness, I define consciousness as, like, mental. It is a mental state beyond the physical realm that directs my actions and allows me to interpret what I see and perceive and everything that happens to me. But it is not something that I think is a physical thing, because I also believe in, like, energy existing even beyond death, and I believe that there's a connection between that energy and consciousness. I think that even when my physical body dies, my consciousness still exists somewhere. That's, like, one of my wilder beliefs. But when I think of energy, energy is I'm not talking about it in like the physics definition of energy. What I think of it is like, it's... How do I describe it? It is like a non-thing. A thinging non-thing that bounces around your body, that directs you and guides you towards things. And when you die, because I don't think energy ever dies, like, it just transfers to other places. It's the reason why I think reincarnation might be a thing. Is because I just have this weird intuitive feeling that my consciousness and my energy don't die with my physical body. You think I'm just trying to describe chi? It's not chi, because I've read up on chi. It's something separate from chi. The thought of your consciousness still going on after your death feels weird to me. It's something that I'm still struggling with. So I'm not completely sold in the idea, which is why I'm kinda not really explaining it the best right now. But it's where my intuition is leading me a little bit here. I don't know. It's not quite aura. I don't know how to explain it. It's interesting. Harmony and flow, but also the strength to impose our will on our circumstances, even if those circumstances are controlled by an external force. I see that we are divided in our views. You propose acceptance, and Nietzsche, you advocate dominance, but perhaps both paths lead to understanding the nature of our existence. Yeah, Nietzsche's very, like... He's very much dedicated to the idea that you, like, have to take charge of your own will. You have to be the daddy-dom over your own life. And this guy's just like, yeah, I'm just a viber. I'm just vibing. In the end, it matters not if we are brains and vats. What matters is how we live within the constraints of our perceptions. So he's like, even if we were brains and vats, it doesn't fucking matter. This guy's like, fuck that. We take charge. And this guy's just like, shit. I'm just a chill guy.
In this science lab, you'll question the very fabric of your reality. Oh, and if you think you know what's coming because you've heard of brains and vats, think again, my friend.
What's this? What are these thingies?
I wonder if that brain thinks you're just a part of its simulation.
Ah. What am I supposed to do? Okay, wait, let's just try these out. I'll bring, let's say, red?
You're mixing those liquids now. Hope you know what you're doing, because I certainly don't have a clue.
I don't either. Let's just guess. We're just gonna mix some goo. So we got red and yellow. I don't know what that is. Oop. What? What?
There you go. Floating up like a birthday party decoration.
Wait, what?
How's the view from up there?
I don't know what I'm supposed to do. I kind of want to just experiment with these a little bit more.
Come on. The real mystery is in the vat, not these beakers and flasks.
I know, but I want to play around with them. Whoa.
One moment it's just you, and suddenly it's a screen full of yous.
Whoa, self-collab.
How many does it take to solve a puzzle, I wonder?
It reminds me of that 100 Girlfriends manga. What's this? No! Italian attack? What the fuck? What does that even mean? Okay, there's one combination we haven't tried yet.
Potions. After that last wild ride, I'm not sure if I'm excited or terrified to see what happens this time.
No, I'm invisible, man.
Oh, well, it seems you've just disappeared. Should I call someone, or will you be popping back soon?
The 100 Girlfriends or something manga. It was definitely something.
Inspecting
Anyway.
the vat and hoping to find some deep, dark secrets.
So I can't poke at the brain. I can unlock this. Whoa! Wow. I'm gonna poke his brain a little bit. What is this supposed to be? I'm so confused. Oh, matching. Okay.
Yes, deciphering the depths of human consciousness through the art of shape matching.
Bruh.
It's the perfect addition to any existential crisis. Just distract
Thank you for the
yourself
subs,
from playing
Voltius.
this
Why, thank you,
pointless
thank
game.
you.
Delving into the mysteries of existence surely requires aligning two identical symbols.
Stop talking. You're disrupting my flow of thought.
Nothing screams
Stop
exploring the depths of
talking!
human thought quite like a puzzle that could amuse a
I can only
preschooler.
focus on one thing at a time.
Nothing says deep
Shut
philosophical
up!
investigation quite like matching some shapes.
I'm sorry. Fuck!
What better way to ponder the human condition than with a game designed for kindergarteners?
Now you're just insulting my intelligence, and that makes me feel like a piece of shit.
What? You solved the puzzle, and suddenly everything zooms out.
Oh,
Are we still in the same lab? This makes no sense at all.
whoa. Wait, so what do I do? No! I have to do it again? Are you fucking kidding me? Okay.
What the actual heck is happening? It's like
Okay.
we're peeling back layers of an existential onion, and each layer is just another lab. It never ends.
Okay, so what do I do now? Wait, what do we do now? I go again? I'm so confused. Wait, what? Okay, hold on. I'm a little confused by this. I don't know what to do next. One more time? Okay. Okay.
All right, I'm starting to see a pattern here. Every time that brain wakes up,
we loop back around. Guess we might be a part of the simulation too.
Just like that brain, we're all waking up over and over.
Bruh. So that's the simulation? Is that we're just being tricked into playing this over and over again? Look at the smaller screen to the right. I'm trying to interact with it. Yeah, I'm trying to click around. I'm looking at the screen. I just... What do you mean look at this screen? During the VAT game. Okay. Yeah, so I'm looking at this while I... Alright. I'm so confused. Do it again. What do you mean? Guys, I don't understand. I can't see. Yes, you can backseat because I don't know. All right. Okay. Hold on. I'm so frustrated right now. I have no idea what's going on. I'm so confused. I see that my mouse is also on the other screen. I'm telling you right now. I've been trying to interact with it. And it doesn't do shit. Okay, listen. I'm doing this right now. I'm so confused. What are you talking about? Okay, hold on. There's hidden boxes on the smaller screen. On this screen. I've been looking at this screen. Okay. Well, you could have just fucking said that. You didn't say that. Okay. Guys, I'm not reading chat. Why can't I finish? I don't understand. Dude, okay, listen. Why ugh. Okay, so what are you talking about? They're hidden boxes. What do those do? Yes, I see that there are boxes on this screen. I cannot interact with them. Look at the left top of this screen. Okay, I'm looking at them. Yes. I know that it's not there. Right? Yes. Top right. This... I don't understand what you're trying... I see that they're there. I see that I can't interact with them. I've been trying to tell you, Chad, I can't do shit with these. I can't... I've been trying to tell you the whole time. I can't touch with them. I can't interact with them. I've been trying to the whole time. I don't know what they don't mean anything. I'm leaving. Sisyphus. I did feel like Sisyphus answer that. Sisyphus from Greek mythology represents the absurd human struggle. Sisyphus from Greek mythology represents the absurd human struggle. In existentialist philosophy, Sisyphus rolls a boulder uphill, symbolizing life's inherent challenges and the pursuit of meaning despite apparent futility. Jesus, Sisyphus kind of kicked up, though. Fuck you! Sorry, that was really... I'm sorry. I don't... This man is the reason behind all of the nightmares that I experienced 2 years ago. George Wilhelm Friedrich Hegel, a German philosopher, developed a comprehensive philosophical framework known as absolute idealism. He emphasized the dialectical method, proposing that history and reality progress through contradictions and their resolutions, leading to the evolution of ideas. Hegel's work on the nature of freedom, consciousness, and the state has profoundly influenced Western philosophy and my nightmares. Have you ever pondered the tale of Sisyphus? A man condemned to roll a boulder up a hill, only to watch it roll back down upon reaching the top. Hypatia. A Neoplatonist philosopher in Eastern Roman Empire, taught mathematics, astronomy, and philosophy. She espoused the Neoplatonic view, emphasizing the pursuit of intellectual and moral excellence and the idea of a single ultimate truth beyond the physical world. She is celebrated as a symbol of learning and virtue. A fascinating metaphor for human existence. And how do you see this reflecting on our lives? For me, it seems like an exercise in futility, a punishment rather than a lesson. But there lies the beauty. In the act of struggle, Sisyphus finds his purpose. It is through continuous overcoming that life attains its meaning. Do you think that that's true, chat? Do you think that that's true? Do you think that life finds its meaning in the overcoming of struggle? Who's to say? Well, I'm asking you. I'm asking you. Do you think that life is defined by struggle and the continuous act of overcoming? Because if you think about it, like, I can see why people can view life that way. I guess it's also the same, like, kind of situation where you have to ask yourself whether the destination matters more than, like, whether the process matters more than the destination, basically. It's obviously an oversimplification, but it's one of those cases where it's like, struggle is the reason why people can enjoy things. Which is not to say that people need to ceaselessly struggle just to be able... That doesn't necessarily mean that people have to, like, ceaselessly struggle. But I do believe that there is a yin and yang to things. I do believe that good cannot exist, say, without evil. And that good would be meaningless without evil. I think that joy and happiness would not exist without pain and suffering. That doesn't necessarily mean that life is defined by struggle, though. I think that there's a balance between the two that defines life. And life is just not contingent solely on struggle to define itself. I don't see why that would... I don't see why anybody would find happiness in that. I mean, I've had conversations with friends that say that, like, if they were given $1 million, they would, like, a lot of these friends would be artists. Like, they would say, like, if I were given $1 million, if I could retire tomorrow, I would still be doing the same exact thing. Because if I just spent the rest of my life in hedonistic bliss, then I wouldn't enjoy life anymore. I find my purpose in the toil of creation, in the effort that goes into creating what I believe gives my life meaning. I subscribe largely to that ideal, but I don't see the actual toil as being the reason behind my existence. I see it as necessary for achieving and getting to the point where I want to go. And I think that instead of defining life by struggle, I define life by a continuous setting of goals. Like always having something to work towards. It's not about the work itself, it's about what I'm working towards. That's what I personally define my life by. And sometimes what I work towards doesn't need a struggle per se. It still requires work, it still requires effort, but it doesn't necessarily mean that that's struggling. But sometimes I will struggle. But I don't choose to define my life by that. Some people could see goals as struggles, but I don't see why that would be the case. Because to me, goals are endpoints. So it would take a struggle to get there, but it doesn't necessarily mean that it is in and of itself a struggle. I mean, we can always go back to Nietzsche if we're talking about goals and meaning, because it's kind of funny that they brought these three on. It's not to say that they're not relevant to this conversation, but Nietzsche would have had a lot to say about it, because what Nietzsche's whole philosophy is about, and one of the main reasons people often misdefine and misunderstand nihilism, is they view nihilism as an excuse to not put effort into life. They take nihilism as a negative, which is never ever Nietzsche's point. They misinterpret it to mean life is meaningless, so I shouldn't try. There's no point in anything. But what Nietzsche's really trying to say is that because life does not have an inherent set predetermined meaning, a determined meaning set by some higher power like God. That's why he says God is dead. We are the ones in charge of our own fate. We become the Ubermensch. We overcome the idea that our will is not something that belongs to us. That's what Nietzsche's really trying to say. And if anybody tells you otherwise, they're probably 16 and don't know what they're talking about. But consider this. Does not the awareness of our struggle bring us closer to virtue? The challenge is not the boulder, but the understanding of why we push it. I disagree with that. Precisely, Socrates. And through this endless cycle, we achieve a higher understanding of ourselves and the world, embodying the concept of becoming rather than being. It's the same crowd that would say things like that like read Albert Camus. And like I remember that I was in a philosophy course once and his work was being suggested as a potential like essay prompt, and 90% of the girls in the class chose to write on him because they thought he was hot. And my professor specifically had to say, don't just choose Camus if you think that he's hot, because I will have to tell you right now that most of the Camus papers that I get are amongst the worst written papers in the course, because it's because people like, the whole point of philosophy is to not judge things like from the surface, not to take things at face value. So literally choosing a philosopher just because he looks hot defeats the whole fucking purpose of philosophy. It's just so fucking funny. I mean, I understand, but like, being down bad for a dude that's dead is crazy. We must accept this as our fate, to eternally push without reprieve. Is there no escape from this cycle? It is not about escape, but embracing our condition. Each push represents humanity's inherent desire to transcend its limitations. And through transcendence, we find liberation, not from the struggle, but from within it. To know and to grow, despite the certainty of our boulder's return, is our true victory. Lots of people are down bad for Marilyn Monroe and she's got the same mortality problem. I don't know if I can compare the two. Because one of them had agency over that, and one of them, like, when it comes to Marilyn Monroe, I can only ever see it as a tragedy because she didn't have a lot of agency in her life. And there's all sorts of rumors about how they couldn't have a man handle her burial for really just fucked up reasons. They couldn't have a male mortician work on her burial or something like that. Whether that's true is, like, not really known. But, you know, like, that's how bad it is. That, like, the fact that that scenario is believable just shows how bad of a problem it was when she died. The kind of culture that she lived in prior to her death, and the culture that continues to fuck her over even after she's died. It's fucking crazy. It's fucking crazy. That's why I can't... Like, I don't know. I can't really... I don't know. It's sad. That's all I can say is it's sad. A victory then in the face of absurdity. It speaks to the resilience of the human spirit, a testament to our capacity for hope and determination. In that moment of struggle, we are most alive, fully engaged with the essence of our existence. This is what shapes the essence of reality itself, the engagement, an unfolding narrative of individual and collective growth. It seems that Sisyphus, in his eternal toil, teaches us the value of perseverance, the dignity in struggle, the beauty of the human condition. A beautiful lesson indeed. It's not the weight of the boulder, but the strength of our spirit to bear it that defines us. But sometimes you get mad at the boulder. Sometimes you get upset that you have to deal with a boulder. Sometimes you might have the strength to deal with a boulder, but other times you just don't. And sometimes you just want to be mad at it. Because you just wonder why you have to frickin' roll it up the hill to begin with. And even if that doesn't change the fact that you do have to roll it, sometimes you just want to be angry. Sometimes the boulder is heavy as shit and you just hit legs. Sometimes you don't want to do leg day. Sometimes you don't want to do leg day. But you really... Okay. My analogy here. Sometimes you don't want to do your squats. But you have to do your squats because you promised yourself that you wanted to get the best booty possible without any artificial interference. So you do it, even though you don't want to, because you have to, for the booty. And because some of us weren't born with very thick legs. Some of us have chicken legs. Some of us were born really skinny and have to work for the body. But you want to be able to complain about it. Like, why was I given this? Even though you can't do anything but buck down and work on it and achieve the body that you want to achieve. Sometimes you want to be upset that your boobs aren't bigger. Even though you can't do anything about it. Are we still talking about Sisyphus? Here's the thing with me. I will see the beauty in other people before I see the beauty in myself. 9 times out of 10. I will see traits that I have, and I will see them as positive in other people before I see them as positive in myself. Like, I'll be like, wow, her hair is so silky and so smooth. But then I look at my hair, which is similar, and I'll be like, wow, my hair can't hold curls, and that sucks. Because I want, you know, it's... Even if it's the same exact thing, because it belongs to me, it's inherently bad. And that's fucked up. That is my boulder that I have to roll up my hill and deal with. Would Sisyphus be more relatable if he was cursed to work on his ass but lost his gains every night? I'd lose my fucking mind.
Ah, you find yourself at the foot of a hill, ready to take on an endless challenge.
If there's one thing that I try to tell myself is like, I think of like the Percy Jackson depiction of Aphrodite and how in the books Aphrodite was often described as like, this is such a fucking, this is so stupid. But I like how in the book she was described as like a girl, or sorry, a woman whose appearance was like changing every other second, and each time she was growing more and more beautiful, but the traits that were used to describe her beauty were constantly changing. And I guess that's like kind of like it's like a subtle commentary on how like beauty standards change over time, but it's also a commentary on the fact that like what people find beautiful really doesn't speak to the inherent objective beauty of that thing, because I don't think objective beauty really exists. And that's kind of like, this kind of goes into topics like looks maxing and calipers and all that weird shit, you know what I'm saying? But I don't really believe that. Cause some, like mewing, that kind of stuff, like an objectively attractive jaw, 2 millimeters of bone. It's like so neurotic. And it's something that doesn't really exist outside of chronically online spaces, I feel. It's just so crazy to me. It's just so crazy. Like, I remember growing up, because I'm naturally a lot tanner. I just got, like, I'm paler because I stay indoors. Like, I remember yo-yoing between being happy that I got so tan so easily and not really enjoying it. And it would fuck with my brain, and eventually I was just like, this is too much work. If I'm tan, then I'm tan, and if I'm not tan, then I'm not tan. I'm just gonna let it happen. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's when I developed the kind of idea that, like, if I'm meant to have it, then I'm probably gonna be able to acquire it just by, like, working out more, dyeing my hair, whatever. But I'm never gonna go the route of, like, excessively trying to change myself to the point that I'm harming, like, my equilibrium state, like my body's equilibrium state. I would never want to do that. Like, I don't know. I've been a lot happier the less I've fussed over that. You know what I'm saying? Like, it just became so tedious, and I'm like, why do I give this much of a fuck, you know?
Move forward, and let's see how you face the slope of existential conundrum. Oh, and if you've played the demo before, you might notice something's different here. Sisyphus begins his ascent, each click a step toward the inevitable summit. With each footprint you find, he marches steadily upward, yet the hill looms ever daunting.
Sniffa? 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 The rolling down is so funny. Sisyphus, keep it quiet. They're gonna hear us.
A new hat for Sisyphus. Here's hoping a little novelty goes a long way in this eternal repetition.
Oh my god, they gave him a graduation hat. School. 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 I just want to graduate. But when I graduate, what's coming for me when I graduate? Oh no. He's gonna have a suitcase. I fucking bet he's gonna have a suitcase.
Look at that! Sisyphus has switched up his headgear again as he resets his climb. Who
Oh
knew
my
that
god.
fashion can make an ancient punishment a bit more interesting?
Chainsaw Man. No way, it's Chainsaw Man. Whoa. What's the next? What?
Hey, you knocked off his hat!
No, I
Poor
knocked off his
Sisyphus.
hat.
As if his task wasn't hard enough already.
I feel bad.
Now, because of your click, he's got to face that uphill battle bareheaded. Watch where you're clicking next time.
I'm sorry. I just wanted to see what would happen if I clicked on his hat. I didn't want to be a meanie. Do you guys understand now why I abandoned the debate life? It's much more valuable
As the boulder rolls back to the base, Sisyphus watches his fleeting progress
being a
vanish,
cute anime girl on the
destined
internet.
to begin anew.
Oh my
With a
god,
resigned
tentacles!
sigh, he squares his shoulders for another ascent. Each
Okay, I'm over this. Do I miss being right? I learned... This is how I got it out of that, because when I was like that, I was also like 14. And I think most 14s are insufferable. 14-year-olds are insufferable. The way I got out of that was realizing, or like admitting to myself, because I think I already knew it, is that like, I don't gain anything from being right. Like, I'll stand up for what I believe, but I don't gain anything in engaging in meaningless conversations, or what I define as meaningless, because they're conversations that ultimately don't change anybody's mind. They're only shouting matches for people to see who can shout louder. Right? And that's not productive. My time is better spent being happy. Have I played Getting Over It? I have, and it made me want to die. It's not to say all conversations are meaningless online, but a lot of them are because a lot of people are unwilling to listen. And I just noticed I was happier when I withdrew from that and decided to just create what I believe in. And sometimes what I believe in is this is where my university education is leading me. Harmonica gag. Toy. Good time. This part of the game is a little educational. The prisoner's dilemma. Oh my god. Y'all fuck with the prisoner's dilemma? Y'all fuck with game theory? I was really bad at game theory, so this is not something that I'm... The prisoner's dilemma is not something I'm particularly interested in as a thought experiment. Because I'm a little too stupid for game theory. Marx! Sorry. Karl Marx, a German philosopher and economist, co-founded Marxism with his boy wife Friedrich Engels, focusing on class struggle, the critiques of capitalism, and the theory of historical materialism. He envisioned a classless society arising from the proletariat overthrowing the bourgeoisie, emphasizing economic factors as the primary driver of societal change and development. Have any of you contemplated the prisoner's dilemma? It's a fascinating scenario in game theory where two prisoners must decide whether to betray each other or cooperate, without knowing the other's decision. Simone de Beauvoir. Oh my god. I had to read her work. And I'm gonna be honest with you. Reading it, I wasn't the fondest of her writing style. I didn't like her writing style very much. It was a little convoluted for me. Not the most accessible writer to get into. Sometimes philosophers just aren't great writers. It's not to say, yeah, it's mainly that. Like Hegel's philosophy is something I can get behind, but his writing style makes me want to fucking kill myself. And it's interesting to note how by the choice of cooperation, which benefits both, is often overshadowed by the fear of betrayal. Seminal work, Second Sex, Oppression of Women, lays the groundwork for contemporary feminism, argued that gender is a social construct and advocated for the existential freedom and authenticity of individuals. Okay. Hegel reflects the dialectical process. Individuals' actions are interdependent, shaping and reshaping their realities through their choices. Not just recognizing, but actively fostering it. In a society that values mutual aid over competition, the dilemma itself might dissolve. But the essence of the dilemma persists as long as individual freedom conflicts with universal necessity. Each decision in the dilemma mirrors existential choices, whether to act authentically in freedom or be led by anxiety towards self-interest. And under capitalism, the self-interest is not only personal but systemic, enforced by the economic structures that divide us. This reminds me of the audio that I did with my friend Gigi, where she was playing a protester and I was playing a puppy. I shouldn't be talking about this on stream. It was funny. It's really good audio. Where's the venue? What if I want to wax poetic about my erotic audio? Where am I supposed to do that? Where am I supposed to wax poetic about the brilliance of the plot and narrative storytelling in my erotic audio? Blue site. See ya, Gastonk. It's a perpetual cycle of thesis and antithesis and synthesis. Individual desires clash with collective needs, leading to new understandings or conflicts. Which brings us to the core. Can true freedom exist in making a choice if the choices themselves are constrained by external conditions? Perhaps it is in recognizing these constraints that we find the path to actual freedom. Indeed, engaging in this dilemma, we must not just play the game, but question the rules imposed upon us. A thoughtful point. In questioning, we transcend the immediate and glimpse the universal, the totality of relations that define our actions. It's about envisioning a society where dilemma's very foundation is transformed. No longer prisoners of circumstance, but architects of our fate. That line goes hard, I'm not gonna lie. You know, say what you will about Marx. He's a drama queen. Marx is a drama queen. He has the most dramatic, most extra, and diva-like writing style I've ever seen. Workers of the world unite, you have nothing to lose but your chains? Like, come on. He is a diva. He is a diva. Like, say what you will, I'm not gonna say how much I agree or disagree with him, but he's a diva. In the end, it's not about the choices we make, but the kind of world we want to build with those choices. That's what I like about philosophers. Is philosophers who write well.
Welcome to the prisoner's dilemma. You and your cellmate are in quite a bind. Here's the deal. If you both confess, you each get 5 years. If you confess while your cellmate stays silent, you'll walk free while they get 10 years. If you stay silent and they confess, you get the 10 years and they go free. But if both of you keep quiet, you both walk free.
Very classic. You see a win-win situation where none of you yap and you get off scot-free. You see a situation where both of you snitch and both of you end up in jail for 5 years. You don't want to be the person that's fucked over. If the other person yaps and you decide not to yap, you don't want to be the person that ends up with a 10-year sentence while they walk around skipping and scapping about. I don't know. The thought experiment just tests you on how much you trust other people to be good or do good.
So, what's it going to be? Do you trust your cellmate or not?
Do you trust people, chat? I'm gonna pull you on this one. Do you trust people, chat? Would you snitch or would you say something? Snitch. Stay silent. Choke him with the sheets? Ayo. I'm not asking if you want to bang your prisoner. Co-prisoner. That's not the question here. Kill the prison guard? That's true, you could choose to kill the prison guard. But how successful would that really be? Y'all like prisoners? Y'all like Vi from Arcane? when season 1 when she was in jail and beating people up. They're not oh, sorry, spoilers. It's season 1 though. I didn't say anything about season 2. It's been 3 years. It's been 3 years. You stay silent? Chat is good. Chat is good. You believe in people.
Silence is golden, isn't it?
Fuck!
Your friend is now a free bird, while you've earned a cozy 10-year stay. What a clever turn of events.
We're suckers.
This is the brink of a Cold War, where you're a superpower, and so is your rival.
Ooh.
Now, you need to decide whether to build missiles or not.
The nuclear
The rule
arms
is,
race.
If both do, a tense peace will
Do
be
you
achieved
wish to
through mutually
participate
assured destruction.
and
However,
build
a
nuclear
tremendous amount of
weaponry,
money will be spent
or
on this
will
arms
you
race.
withdraw?
If you build while they don't, you can eliminate your rival. Don't build while they do, and, well, it's game over for you.
Okie
If
dokie,
you both
chat.
avoid the arms race, peace, without worrying about a nuclear war.
Build nukes.
What's your move?
Don't build
Will you arm up
nukes.
or aim for peace?
This is the craziest poll on the channel. You can't hug with nuclear arms. Hope for peace but prepare for war. Phooey, phooey, phooey. Gotta prepare. I think most people would prepare even though they wouldn't admit to it. You know? Because, really, most psychological interpretations of the nuclear arms race are that, like, it's an intimidation tactic, right? Obviously. It's a leverage point. It's the ability to say, like, oh, you want to threaten us? We can threaten you too. Blah, 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 mutually assured destruction, etc., etc. Theoretically, is a dead point. I mean, I guess, yeah, with a lot of recent things happening. Even nuclear arms tests are kind of crazy to think about. We're building nukes. Okay, we building nukies. Oh shit, they built nukies too. But we already knew that. Yep.
The classic arms race. Both of you went all in on missiles. You've got a peaceful standoff, but your wallet is definitely feeling lighter.
Peace, but at what cost?
Here's the stock market's own version of the prisoner's dilemma.
Ew.
You're an investor, and so is everyone else around you. If you hold onto your stock, and if the others do the same, the price skyrockets and everyone profits. Hold while others sell, you will lose your money. Sell while they hold, you miss out on the gains. And if everyone sells,
Sell or buy.
the stock price drops hard.
Buy or
And
sell.
you might just minimize your losses.
Are we buying or
What's
selling?
your move? Will you hold steady or cut your losses?
Oh wait, the nuke poll is still happening. We work at Enron, Mom. Why is it? No! We don't work at Enron. GameStop. Oh my god, you guys, can I... No, I can't tell. I can't talk about that. I'm gonna tell you about one of the most amazing audios I've ever seen. Or one of the most... It was during the GameStop thing. In 2020... God, how long ago was that? She was like, I'll make your... There was an audio that was like, I'll make your cock sore while my stock's sore. It made me so happy because it was so stupid. Okay, wait, I'm sorry. Sell stock, buy stock. Shakespeare been real quiet since that happened. Absolutely. Thank you for this gift, So's Maestro Ren. Hi, Bryce. Welcome in. We're buying stocks right now. Or, well, we're deciding whether we're buying or selling stocks right now. Hee hee. What are we schminking? Thank you for the subs. Ba-ba-da-ba-ba-dum-bum. You're selling? You're sellers? You're selling the stockery-news? So you'd rather a guaranteed moderate loss over a potential really high gain? You'd rather take a guaranteed moderate loss over the chance to gamble between an incredibly devastating loss, but also an incredibly high gain. Okay. Well, I guess we're selling.
What?
Everyone hit the sell button, including you. You might not make a profit, but at least you're not sinking with the ship.
Phew-wee.
Back for more, are we? Diving into the murky waters of trust and betrayal
Phew-wee.
once again.
We can buy
Let's see how
important
you
things. Oh,
navigate the
Siri, stop it.
twists this time around. Will you play it safe, or is there a new strategy? Let the games begin.
So we're back to this. We're back to this. Knowing everything, are we just gonna stay silent? Or are we gonna talk? Which? Talk, silence. You guys wanna talk? Snitch. Snitching has better mathematical outcomes. This is why I don't fuck with game theory. Or a lot of symbolic logic, really. Is because it taps into, like, a very... I mean, I fuck with a lot. The thing is, like, I fuck with logic a lot. Like, modal logic, symbolic logic, I fuck with it. I'm just not the greatest at it. Even though it taps into a mathy part of my brain, I know it's valuable, so that's why I like it, but I'm not the greatest at it. With game theory, though, it's kind of silly. I don't know why I don't like it very much. You want to talk? Okay, y'all changed your minds. Oop.
Look at that. Both of you confess. And now you've got a nice 5-year vacation behind bars. A classic move in the prisoner's dilemma, really. Sometimes trust is a luxury, isn't it? Back at the Cold War crossroads, I see.
Aw, shit.
Ready for another round of strategic decision-making? Let's find out if this time you can rewrite history.
Well, we chose to nuke again. We chose to nuke last time. I guess we're just running through the different outcomes. I'm interested in seeing how much people's opinions have changed. Ba-dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Yeah, we're still nuking. We're still nuking. That's crazy. We'd rather do the destruction than be the destructed. That's crazy. Something tells me we're gonna be really, really upset by this decision. We just blew them up. We just fucked them up.
The missile is ready. Well, your rival brought nothing to the table.
Oh my god.
And boom! Your rival is history. That's one way to clear the board.
No, not the wow. That's
Back for
crazy.
another round in the financial arena? Let's see how you play the market this time.
Okay, I'm not gonna
Will
lie.
you stick to your previous strategy? Or are you eyeing a different move?
I kind of want to see what happens if we buy. I kind of want to see what happens when we buy. I'm gonna see what happens if we buy. Yeah. We wins! Yay!
Hold and hold. That's the game. Look at that. The stock's climbing. Collective patience turned into collective profits. Nicely done.
My fake money. My fake money. Let's go.
What?
Okay, so this is all just the... I feel like the prisoner's dilemma is probably one of the better fleshed out things in this game. I can do another one. Veil of ignorance? No! Get the fuck away from me, John Rawls. I mean, just kidding. I like Rawls. Rawls is a good philosopher. The veil of ignorance is a concept emphasizing impartial decision making. It proposes making choices without knowledge of one's position or characteristics to promote fairness and justice in designing societal structures. So basically what it's saying is like, if you were to design society, the best way to design society and make sure it's the most equitable version of society that exists is to approach it from the perspective of like disregarding any and all social positions that you currently hold. So if you're somebody who's wealthy, you're not making a society based on the assumption that you will be entering the society as a wealthy person. You just make it based on like a neutral position. So you just assume you're just the average person, whatever that means. The essence of nature teaches us harmony, but I ponder how such harmony can be reflected in the laws of men. Wait, so Rawls isn't in this? Why isn't Rawls... Rawls is literally the... I'm gonna... He's literally the... It's... He's the whole reason the concept exists. Anyway. The construction of society is often marred by the interests of class, obscuring fairness. Imagine a veil that shrouds our status, wealth, or power. Decisions made thus, how would they differ? The veil of ignorance, a fascinating concept. It compels us to design a society not knowing our place within it. A test of true justice, perhaps. It encourages decisions that benefit all, not a select few. What would you say about this, Marx? The veil would force the bourgeoisie to consider the proletariat's needs. In ignorance of one's class, society could aim for a distribution based on need, not greed. Basically, it would be like talking about... It's just weird. It's just so weird because, like, why would you talk about a concept without including the guy that made it? The guy that came up with it. It's so strange. A balance that mirrors the Tao, acting without bias, governing without forcing. But how practical is this concept? Can man truly detach from his own interests? Challenging, Socrates, yet it serves as an ideal towards which to strive, pushing us beyond our inherent class struggles. Like water, we must find our level, seeking the lowest places with which all disdain, because therein lies true harmony. An admirable goal. Yet human nature is complex. Our decisions are often clouded by personal gain, which is why philosophical tools are vital. It doesn't promise perfection, but guides us towards equity. A journey of 1,000 miles begins with a single step. Let the veil be that first step towards justice. Indeed, as philosophers, it's our duty to challenge the norms and imagine a fairer society. The fact the original guy isn't there is the point. Disregard all positions. For me, it's just weird, because if you're gonna be introducing other philosophers to talk about perspectives on it, you might as well have the original guy, because the game should assume, like, the game is assuming that the layperson is reading into this. So if you're introducing them to a concept without introducing them to the guy who originally made it, it's just really odd. It's like saying... It's like talking about the Socratic method without mentioning Socrates. Or talking about the laws of motion without talking about Isaac Newton. It's just really strange. That's why it bothers me.
A veil that hides not just figures, but choices. Distribute these coins, will you? Without knowing which piggy is your ally in this game of unseen fate.
Piggies!
After all, the coins are yours to allocate, and the consequences, well, they're yours to discover.
Talking about the three-pointer without mentioning Stephen Curry? Well, if we have 10 coins and 5 piggy banks, then I would put 2 coins in each. Yay!
The first coin slides in, sparking a mystery of wealth distribution behind the veil.
Cha-ching,
Cha-ching,
cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching,
cha-ching,
cha-ching,
cha-ching,
cha-ching,
cha-ching,
cha-ching,
cha-ching.
cha-ching.
Wait, this isn't 10 coins. Oh, I have my own piggy bank. I would give it to
Cha-ching,
everybody else but
cha-ching.
me.
Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Oh,
A harmonious balance. Every coin finds an equal home.
oh.
Yay! Well, I would just do the same.
And with
Cha-ching,
a single
cha-ching,
coin, the game of
cha-ching,
unseen
cha-ching,
stakes
cha-ching.
begins.
Cha-ching,
Well, if I just give them all
cha-ching,
equal,
cha-ching,
then I'll still gain from it.
cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Oh,
A fair hand you've played, dealing each hidden contender an equal chance.
oh.
Yeah. What reason is there not to be fair? Exactly. I guess that's the whole point.
A coin tossed into the unknown.
Cha-ching,
Will fortune favor you today?
cha-ching, 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 cha-ching.
There's no reason not to be
cha-ching,
fair.
Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching.
Why make you do the same thing 3 times?
Blind justice served by blind
To
choice.
illustrate a point, I guess.
Oh,
Well, let's try a different
cha-ching,
outcome.
cha-ching,
Let's put all the
cha-ching,
money
cha-ching,
in one
cha-ching,
guy's thingy.
cha-ching, 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 cha-ching,
All in,
cha-ching.
baby.
cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Oh,
Oh no!
What a selfless
Oh.
sacrifice. No coins for you? How nobly impoverished.
Which one's gonna be
cha-ching,
us?
cha-ching, 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 cha-ching.
What happens if I give
Cha-ching,
the others a little bit?
cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Oh,
Oh, it's me!
Well, well.
Yay!
Looks like someone found their way to be rich.
oh.
Now, how will you wield this unexpected power?
What happens if we exclude one?
Cha-ching, cha-ching. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching. Cha-ching, 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 cha-ching. Cha-ching, cha-ching, cha-ching.
The fucking cha-ching.
Cha-ching. Oh.
Oops. Did you forget about your own?
Oh, we were the one who get it.
Or is it just the
we
class and
excluded
share?
ourselves. That's crazy. What's this one? Okay, and twisting. Okay, so my review of the game so far, the thought experiments in and of themselves are ones that I'm personally entertained by. Some of these I haven't heard of. Like, I haven't heard of this one, if I'm being real honest with you. The actual gameplay loop is a little weird sometimes. It's a hit or miss. Was this game made in Ren'Py? It's a lesson game. Kind of wondering if this was made in Ren'Py. This sorites paradox involves a gradual change where small increments are indistinguishable by coffee. If one grain doesn't make a heap, adding grains will never make a heap. It challenges our understanding of boundaries and definitions, highlighting the difficulty in pinpointing precise transitions. Okay. My friends, today I wish to puzzle our minds with the sorites paradox. It posits that if one grain does not constitute a heap, then no amount of single grains ever will. How shall we approach this? He founded the academy and contributed profoundly to Western philosophy and my headaches in first year of university. He explored justice, beauty, and equality, advocating for a world of ideal forms beyond sensory experience. Plato's theory of forms, the tripartite soul, and his vision of an ideal state in the Republic remain influential. Intriguing. It seems to challenge the very essence of categorization. At what point does quantity transform into quality? This is a matter of defining precise points in vague conditions. It challenges us to question how we perceive incremental changes, and at one point these changes lead to a new reality. And yet, without clear definitions, we flounder. Must there not be a moment when something becomes, even if it's not clear when? I have a question for you, Chad. When does somebody become a legend? Because a lot of people talk about, like, say, YouTubers and influencers, like, peaking and stuff. What makes somebody a legend? When their name never dies? When they have an impact? How do you measure that impact, though? Do you think you can? When they have a lasting impact in the future. Juice WRLD reference. We've all played Cyberpunk, we know the correct answer. That's fair. I ask myself that sometimes. Popularity? So, if it's defined by popularity, could you be a legend for a bad way? Or for, like, a bad reason? Could you be legendarily evil, for instance? Yeah, you think so? Yeah? I guess. That's fair. You suggest a perception beyond the physical, more intuitive. While intuition has its place, we must not forsake the rigor of categorization. Perhaps through potentiality and actuality, we can explain this transformation. Your categories truly capture the seamless flow of nature? The heap, like the Tao, is ever-changing and undefinable in absolute terms. Stalin is absolutely a legend. You think so? There's conflict here, I agree. This brings us back to our paradox. If we accept that definitions are fluid, how do we apply logic to the world around us? Or perhaps we accept that some aspects of reality are meant to be experienced rather than dissected. Eat 'em up. But without dissection, how do we philosophize? How do we advance knowledge? And so, in discussing heaps and grains, we're really discussing the broader question of the forms, of reality and illusion. Each grain adds to the heap in the eyes of the beholder. Maybe the heap exists only when acknowledged by the observer. It seems, then, that our discussion takes us from mere grains to the essence of perception and existence itself, because of course it does. I'm gonna be honest with you. The idea that the examined life is not worth living is something that I've struggled with for a long time. Because obviously,
Oh, you're here.
it's beneficial to think more deeply about the things around you and the things that are happening to you. But sometimes people just don't have the time to do that. Because there are so many things that life throws at you that you can't really, not a lot of people can afford to just philosophize. Like when I think about a lot of philosophers, a lot of them are usually people that could afford to just philosophize or were paid to philosophize, you know? It's not to say that you shouldn't think deeply at all, but I feel like the level of rigor with which people are expected to philosophize and ponder on things is unrealistic. Like, this is one thing I disagree with Nietzsche on, because Nietzsche famously says that people must ruminate on ideas. Like, extensively ruminate on ideas. Constantly, never stop. But sometimes you gotta stop. Otherwise, you kinda drive yourself insane. And also, because people just don't have that kind of time. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I like philosophy, but I can't do it all the time. I need to have a set time where I can just think, and then I have to be like, okay, I need to focus on what I can experience. I need to be able to focus on what I can, like, at the end of the day, philosophy is like, it's obviously a great tool, but I would never pursue it for its own sake, just as a personal choice, because I subscribe to the idea that life happens when you're too busy thinking or in a standstill about what your next decision should be. It's like Chidi from The Good Place, if you've ever watched it. Literally died because he was so busy philosophizing and pondering his every move that he, like, literally died because of it. I never want to end up like that. Aircon to the face. It's not a waste of time, but it's not something that should be expected of everyone. So I wouldn't say that an unexamined life is worth living. I wouldn't say that an unexamined life is worth living, but I wouldn't, like, when I say that, like, an examined life is worth living, it's important to consider that the level of examination varies between people. Some people want to live their life like that, but other people don't. And people shouldn't get hoity-toity about how much people decide to examine to examine their life. Like, as long as they're giving due thought towards things that tangibly affect them and the others around them, Like, obviously, you want people to not murder just for the sake of murdering. You want people to have that level of consideration. That's like a bare minimum level of examination. As long as they're doing that, I can't see why they can't just live decadently and live their best life. Like, really, it's why I subscribe to the kind of million harm principle of, like, as long as you're not hurting anybody, then you should be free to live the life that you want to live. You know what I'm saying? That's why I subscribe to John Stuart Mill's kind of philosophy on that note.
Splendid! Just so you know, this isn't our usual infinite running and collecting thing. It's more about pondering whether those diamonds you're collecting are, well, significant or not. Enjoy the philosophical run.
Beep, beep, wee!
Oh no! The dino tipped over an obstacle!
No!
But hey, you collected some diamonds. Now the big question. Do you consider this a heap of diamonds? You have two options. One, press the right button to restart and keep collecting from where you left off. Or two, press the left button to verify if you've collected a heap. Just a heads up, if you verify and it's not a heap, your diamonds will be halved.
Oh
Choose
no.
wisely.
It's a practice in accumulation. Will you ever feel like you have enough if all you see is, like, opportunities to
Solid
accumulate
choice.
more?
Keep those diamonds coming.
I know I can do better, but there has to be a point where I stop. It's not working.
Restarting. Not bold enough to check that heap?
I'm trying to jump. It's not letting me.
Playing it safe. Nice. Let's keep collecting those diamonds.
It's not letting me jump. The game's broken.
The cautious approach. Maybe next time you'll check the heap.
Oh, there we go.
Looks like we're back here again. How's that diamond collection
I
coming
was trying to click the
Ready to
WS, but
restart?
it wasn't
Or
letting
feeling
me.
brave enough to check for a heap this time?
I mean, I got enough diamonds. I think I'm alright.
Uh-oh. No heap. Say goodbye to half your diamonds.
Oh, but that was enough for me. I don't need. I'm not big on, like, flashy. I mean, I like diamonds, but I'm not a high maintenance girl.
Well,
I think.
here we are. Pondering the meaning of heap once more. Diamonds in hand. What's your next move?
I'm not a high
Decisions,
maintenance
decisions.
girl. Only a little bit sometimes. I don't know. Sometimes I just like stuff. But it doesn't mean I'm high maintenance. I don't need the stuff, and I know that. I'm high maintenance on Fridays. Okay, fine, true.
Back so soon?
No.
I knew you couldn't resist those shiny diamonds. So, what's it gonna be this time? Another run or a check for that heap?
I'll check. That should be enough. No, it's not enough. It's never gonna be enough. Accumulation is ceaseless.
Congratulations! That's quite
Oh,
an
I have
achievement.
made a heap!
You've made a
Yay!
heap.
Yay!
Now we'll clear all those diamonds and you can start fresh. Feel free to try again or explore other thought experiments for a different channel.
What's monkey? Infinite monkey. Oh, wait. Hold on. Just before I forget. My ideas for next week are as follows. I'm gonna be playing... Shit. Do I want to push through with this? Hold on. I'm looking at the schedule that I had for next week, and I'm like, I don't know. Do I really want to play a rage game? I might change it up a bit. Give me a sec. Let me see. I don't know if I want to play a rage game. Well, what I had on the schedule was, I have some FMVs that I want to play on Tuesday. One of them is called Press X Not to Die, and the other one is called 5 Dates. I've heard very funny things about them. On Thursday, there's a game called Endless Monday. It's a really fun visual novel that has really good reviews. It has really good reviews. It's like overwhelmingly positive on Steam, and I've had it on my wish list for several... I can look up what it is about. Endless Monday for Thursday stream. In this short story from Endless Monday, Penny, a mild-mannered corporate grunt, spends a weekend at the office in an effort to finish her project on time while overcoming distractions from co-workers, space aliens, imaginary friends, and herself. And the art is really cute. The art is really cute. It's really cute. I mean, I'm not celebrating Thanksgiving. Because I already celebrated Thanksgiving. Oh, you're right. Sunday isn't Tekken. No, Sunday wasn't Tekken. I was thinking maybe a difficult game about climbing or some game like that, but I don't know if I want to do that to myself. I'll think about it a little bit. The Helltaker artist made official artwork for Endless Monday? I think so. You heard it was easy than the getting over it? Really? Okay. I'll keep that in mind. I was thinking of bringing Portal 2 back. The week after next week. Of course, there's this other game that I really want to play. It's called I Just Want to Be Single. I was supposed to play it a couple weeks ago. But the devs still haven't put it up just yet. Because Steam's still fucking them over, apparently. It's an anti-dating sim. Which is basically just like a girl who is pursued by a lot of love interests, and she has to find ways to escape them. Yeah. It's still not out. It was supposed to be out like the 1st of this month. So it's been weeks. It's crazy. It's really crazy. But yeah, it's gonna be a fun one. Let me... Yeah. I'm excited. I'm always excited for stream. Yeah. Everything will be explored in due time. Stream is very fun. I like hanging out. As long as you like hanging out with me, maybe. Ooh. Even when I rant about philosophy and get all kind of in my head and schizo about it, I'll keep it to a minimum, don't worry. I meditate for that reason. So I don't info dump. There are lots of things that I can info dump on, but I choose not to because I don't want to sound like a pretentious asshole in like my ivory tower. Cause I don't like that. Cause I get very territorial about my interests, and so sometimes I pretend like I know more than I actually do about them. So I always want to keep myself humble, you know? It depends on my delivery. That's very true. That's very true. I just worry sometimes about turning into the girl that I was like a few years ago, or several years ago. Teach me something new, mommy! Where's the Vine Boom sound effect? I need the Vine Boom sound effect. Come on. Did you just say mommy? I don't have my Steam Deck set up. Well, I haven't had it set up for like the past year, but What did you just say? Oh wait, no, it's glitching now. Never mind. There we go. The infinite monkey theorem posits that given enough time, a monkey randomly pressing keys on a typewriter will eventually produce any given text, illustrating the idea that given unlimited attempts, highly improbable events can occur. That's a thought experiment that a lot of philosophers will pose, that given an infinite amount of time, any possible combination of outcomes, or any possible combination of inputs and outcomes can occur. Like, it's a part of the reason that people... It's an argument that's been made for, like, the Big Bang Theory. That, like, given an infinite amount of space and an infinite amount of time, like, if the universe is infinite, then there is no reason why the universe couldn't have come to being without the intervention of a greater creator, basically. I don't know if I believe that the universe was... But it's also a weird way of looking at the Big Bang Theory, because the Big Bang Theory is also based on the idea that the universe has a beginning, and you can't have a beginning if the universe is infinite. But there are, like, workarounds that people have made around that idea. There are, like, two different kind of weird theories around that. It's weird. I don't know. Stuff. I've stumbled upon a fascinating theory that might tickle our intellects. The infinite monkey theorem. Mary Wollstonecraft! I like her because she is married to Percy Shelley. And Percy Shelley, his poetry is so good. I used to hate poetry, but then I read Percy Shelley's poetry, and it made me kinda... It's not the only reason why, but it was in my introduction to Mary Wollstonecraft. I've read A Vindication of the Rights of Women and stuff, but like I've read the Percy Shelley's poetry is just so beautiful, and it's just like, if somebody... And she also wrote Frankenstein, that's very true. She wrote Frankenstein a few years before Percy Shelley died. But like, I'm sorry, I used to hate poetry, but lately I've been kind of a sucker for it. Like, if somebody could write poetry about, like what he wrote for her, about me, which is a high fucking bar to have, but like, holy shit. Like, that's just, gets me all flustered and shit. But Mary Wollstonecraft was absolutely the more like influential, or the more influential on mainstream media and more widely recognized one of the pair, for sure. Yes, I like poetry. Makes me feel things. Given infinite time, a monkey hitting keys at random on a typewriter will eventually type out any given text, say Shakespeare's works. A curious notion indeed. It speaks to the Taoist belief in the infinite nature of the universe and the myriad possibilities within it. This guy keeps popping up. The endless typing of the monkey mirrors the endless transformations of the Tao, where even the most improbable can manifest. Intriguing, yet from a dialectical perspective, it raises questions about necessity and randomness. The theorem implies a linear progression towards predetermined outcome, reminiscent of the historical dialectic, though through randomness rather than reason. It challenges our understanding of creativity and authorship. Is genius truly unique, or just a statistical inevitability given enough time and trials? I mean, I don't know. When I make shit posts, I like to think it's because I'm the second coming of, like, the concept of comedy itself. But that's also when I'm feeling really delusional. It only lasts for a minute, trust me. I like to think I'm funny sometimes, but only at 11:37 p.m. on a weekday night. And only for a minute. Once it hits 11:38 p.m. on a weekday night, it's all fucking over. I'm only funny to people that are perverts. If you're not a pervert, you're gonna think I'm obnoxious. Which is good, because most of the people that follow me are perverts. So that works out great for me. The journey of the monkey, much like our own, is one of natural flow. It does not strive, yet through action, all texts become possible. This reflects the Taoist view that inaction can lead to the fulfillment of all actions. A poetic notion, yet the deterministic undertone cannot be ignored. The theorem assumes that given enough time, complexity arises from simplicity. What's your preferred poetry type? I love poems from the Romantic period, specifically. That's the period that I have the most experience studying in depth. I've written lots of reports on Shelley's poetry, and every time I read it, I'm just like... Anyway, a reflection of the dialectical process where thesis and antithesis lead inevitably to synthesis. Perhaps it also speaks to the human condition. Despite our consciousness, are we not also subject to the whims of chance? Our greatest achievements, then, might be less about individual brilliance and more about the vast tapestry of possibilities. It underlies the importance of humility in the grand scheme of the cosmos. Even the greatest minds are but monkeys at typewriters, their wisdom a gift of time and infinite possibility. I mean, I don't mind conceding to that. I mean, I think there's a lot more to it. Like, obviously, it kind of brings you to, like, the talent versus work kind of, you know, talent versus work kind of, debate of, like, even if you're born talented, if you don't work on it, then, like, not much can, you know, not much can come of it. It's not to say that, like, somebody who works hard but just doesn't have the talent for it can get to where they want to go just by virtue of working hard. Like, obviously there needs to be some kind of direction. It's, yeah, nature versus nurture kind of vibes, basically. Yeah. Thanks for the hydrate. Bup. You can't be an NBA star if you're stuck at 5'2". You know what I hear a lot about from like my Filipino relatives? Cause like some of my my mom's side isn't super short. Like my mom's side is very, I would even say tall compared to the average Filipino. Didn't hit me. I'm very average height because my dad's side is short for Spanish standards. But like every time somebody would bring up height, because like I have a few family members that wanted to be basketball players when they were younger, they would always just be like, oh, but in like 19 something there was a 5'3" NBA player. And I'm like, yeah, but he was the exception, not the standard. You know what I'm saying? Which is not to say it won't happen, it's just, I don't know. Bro was not the standard. Yeah. I mean, I don't really mind. I'm happy with my height. I know I'm fun-sized. There's some things I can't change. Back when I was really interested in like fashion and stuff, and like models and stuff, growing up I had a lot of friends who would go into modeling and were really tall, and I would be very short. Like there was my two best girlfriends at one point were both like 5'9", and they would always stand by my left and my right whenever we would walk places. And so we would look like boop boop boop. Like basically that. Like tall, short, tall. It was really funny. A reverse bell curve, yeah. It was really funny. They were very, very pretty. They were very pretty. And it was just really funny being like flanked by really tall, pretty ladies. But for the longest time, I felt a little bad about being so short because like they would always talk about their experiences and I'd just be like, fuck. Gah. Comparison is the thief of joy. They never made fun of me. They never made fun of me. I mean, every once in a while, like, I would make fun of myself. But I just like to make fun of myself. As the river flows endlessly, so do the possibilities of existence. The monkey's endeavor is a dance with the eternal, a play of the infinite within the finite.
You've stumbled upon a peculiar place where a single button can unleash a torrent of alphabetical mess.
Weepy.
You might think it's just a simple game of typing. But don't be deceived. Every click is a part of a larger
monkey.
chaos.
Oh, thank you for the bet, CPC.
Here we go. Tapping into the unknown, one letter at a time. Two down, a few more to go.
Bruh. It's definitely illustrating its point.
Look at that. 4 in a row. You're nearly at the finish line. Splendid work. But, oh, the twist. A new alphabet appears.
No! No, Matt, I don't like that. No. Oh.
Ah, you found the infinite switch.
Whoa, they do the
I
clicking
must
for
confess,
me.
Even I realize that endlessly tapping might make the most patient person impatient. So consider this a small mercy to spare your clicking finger. Enjoy the show.
Thank you for being considerate of my non-existent carpal tunnel. Oh my god, speaking of math, I've always wanted to do a stream
Fall down.
on cool math games. But I feel like that would only be for me and nobody would tune in. No, stop it, stop it, stop it. I get it. I get it. Dun, 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 dun. He would show up regardless. God damn. Papa's Pizzeria? Papa's Pizzeria slaps. Papa's Pizzeria is what got me through trigonometry. Which is probably the reason why I'm not very good at trigonometry. Thank you for the gift subs, Bobby Bombson. Thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. No. I mean, it's just an idea. I like keeping it a little indulgent, which is why I like to play dating sims. Dating sims are fun. Because they're a little brainless. They require you to just shut your mind off for a bit and indulge in silly romantic possibilities. Yeah. Which one is this? Famous violinist. Oh! Okay, no. No. I did a whole presentation on this one. It gave me a lot of war flashbacks. Famous violinist is a thought experiment in the defense of yep.